All right, welcome to this week's episode of Own Her Power podcast. My name is Coach Ashley Carter. I have a special guest here with you today. We're going to do a power play episode with this guest, who's not only going to be a guest, but she's going to become someone that's a permanent person that helps out on the podcast. So I would like to introduce you to Coach Emily Schaefer, also known as Coach M, here to help us out today. So welcome, Emily.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited, and I'm excited to jump into our topic today. So
Yeah, for sure. So it's been a little while since we've done a power play episode, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity for us to talk a little bit about confidence and how we build confidence. And in fact, if you've been on our social media, you've spent some time looking at our Tuesday tips, and I will let you know that Coach M has been the one that has been creating those tips every single week. So you're doing a really great job with those tips. And we want to take a little bit more time today and go a little bit deeper in one of the posts that we posted a couple of weeks ago. So this post is entitled 5 Ways to Build Confidence. And Coach M came up with 5 different ways to help us build confidence. So we'll go through the 5 and then we'll go deep in one of the ones in particular that we want you guys to be able to focus on a little bit more. All right. So I'll do one, maybe you do another.
Sure,
so
yeah.
one of the ones that we said was surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So if you want to build your confidence, you want to surround yourself with also people who are building their confidence or who are confident in themselves. So that's something that we figured is one way that you can build confidence. What's another?
Absolutely. Another tip is to utilize positive affirmations. So what you tell yourself consistently and continuously are actually going to be spoken into existence. So thoughts become things. We always want to be talking to ourselves in a positive way and making sure that we are directing those thoughts and affirmations towards our goals.
Absolutely, for sure. And another one is this idea of cultivating self-compassion. So when we think about the words that we say to ourselves and how our thoughts become things, are we spending time lifting ourselves up, or are we spending some time building ourselves down? I would ask you the question, if you are speaking to your best friend and saying the same things that you say to yourself when you make a mistake to your best friend, would you actually say those things to your best friend? So if you would not say them to your best friend, why would you say them to yourself? So creating that opportunity to be more compassionate to yourself and to have a little more grace with yourself is definitely another way to help build confidence.
Another one is practicing self-awareness. So the first step in order to practice what Coach was just talking about with self-compassion is just be aware of what your thoughts are. You know, negative thoughts are going to happen. You're going to have adversity arise. And so it's just really important to be aware of your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. And then once you realize that you are actually maybe thinking negatively and you can possibly look at the brighter side of a situation or look at a circumstance in a different light, then at that point, you're able to create more confidence within yourself.
I love it. I love it. And the number 5 way that we can build confidence is this idea of adopting a growth mindset. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about what a growth mindset is and how do we adopt it in our everyday lives and also in our sport so that we can continue to grow and build in our confidence. So I'll let Em maybe give us a few things that you brought up first, and then I'll add some points here and there, and we'll wrap this episode up.
Yeah. So the idea of having a growth mindset is you have the idea that you are able to grow within your effort, your training, your intelligence, and you're not afraid to fail. You view failure as an opportunity, as a way to improve, to get better. And it's really sometimes a fixed mindset is you either have it or you don't. Bless you, Coach. There's some allergies here in Washington. Yeah. We're out in the elements, folks. So, but no, a fixed mindset is you either have it or you don't. So there is no way to build or grow either your actions or behaviors or your talents, intelligence. You basically, you either were born with it or you weren't. So having that growth mindset is you are adopting the idea that you are able to improve upon anything. And again, viewing those failures as opportunities and seeing them as challenges for learning and growth is really important to building confidence.
Yeah. And actually, so growth mindset came from this book. There's an author by the name of Carol Dweck. She is a professor from Stanford University, and she created this book called Mindset. And what she talked about in this book, it's a really great book. If you have not read it yet, I would suggest you read it. But in the book, she talked about, again, the fixed mindset which kind of went back from when, like a long time ago in science, where they basically were saying that when you were created in this situation, in this moment of life where there's nothing that could change. Like if you were poor, you were meant to be poor. If you were rich, you were meant to be rich. If you were a great softball player, you were meant to be great. If you weren't, you weren't. And so as time went on, we started to create more of an awareness around how our brain actually works and how we actually develop habits and routines. And the reality is, it's this thing called neuroplasticity, where you're actually able to adjust your current situations by practicing new and better ways of doing things. And then you have the ability to grow in those moments. So we wanted to kind of give you a couple of tools to help you work through building growth mindset to help grow your confidence. And I think Coach M, you mentioned something about a word that we want to use to kind of help our athletes work through that. So I don't know if you wanted to give them that little tip here.
Yeah, definitely. So it's taking those failures as opportunities. And what we want you to do is we really want you to reflect on some of those failures so you're able to recognize them, and then you can improve upon it the next time. So with basketball, we take it as shooting a free throw, right? So if you shoot one free throw and then perhaps you miss, well, you have the adjustment on your next shot. So if you miss a little bit to the right, you know exactly what you need to do. So really, we invite you to take the time to reflect upon some of your failures and focus on how you'll use those to capitalize on your future successes.
I love that. And they always say you miss 100% of the shots you never take. So the ability to let fear and stress and anxiety prevent us from doing something is more harmful than trying and failing. On the other side of that failure is usually growth and success. And when you have the ability to grow and learn, you begin to create preparation that helps you be confident. So it's a really cool thing to do. And then there was another thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, and that was actually a great segue into it, because even when you might be telling yourself, like, and coach might use this example, you know, if you strike out, right? Oh, well, you might say, I can't hit that pitch. Well, we want to challenge you to use the word yet at the end of that sentence. So I can't hit that pitch yet, or I can't make this shot yet. Because when you add that, it gives you sort of a destination of where you want to go, and actually a pathway to where you can get to with your putting in the time, overcoming those challenges, and learning from those failures and using them as opportunities.
I love that. I love that. The power of yet. It is something that I use personally, even to this day, when I'm going through a hard time or I'm struggling with something. Sometimes my wife asks me to do something. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. And usually if I can just start to think about, well, if I maybe go on Google or, ask a friend, I might actually learn how to do it. So instead of being definitive in the fact that I can't do it, I can say I can't do it yet, but I will learn how to progress and learn how to use it in the future. So very well said, very well done. And I think this episode is a great one for you who are trying to build confidence. We will definitely have more of these episodes to come. And yeah, just excited that you all are here with us and joining. And I hope that you start to appreciate more of the opportunities to have me and Em talk to you guys every other week or so. So do you have anything else you'd like to add before we finish up today?
Yeah, just remember, make sure to reflect on some of those failures and use them as opportunities. They are pathways, not roadblocks. So.
Pathways, not roadblocks. Hashtag that. Awesome. Well, we will see you all next week. As you know, I'm always looking for some feedback on these episodes. So if you are someone who follows and listens, if you are getting information that you think is really beneficial to you, please share it with a friend. We'd love to make sure that it's being passed around to other people. Another way that can really help us is by you leaving comments or at least rating our podcast. Again, as we do that, we're starting to create the awareness more so that other people can see it. The last thing I'd say is that we love to hear from you. So if you're on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, please reach out. Let us know that you're following, that you're reading along with us. We always want to hear that. So have an awesome day. Summer's starting, and this is a perfect time to build your confidence. All right. Have an awesome day. We will talk to you guys soon. Peace.